the Jeen-Yuhs documentary Trilogy on Netflix. How can anyone not love it? When people talk about this documentary, it's not a question of did you like it or not, it's a question of how much did you like it. I'm such a big fan of all these day one behind the scenes documentaries with never before seen footage such as The Last Dance and the Conor McGregor documentary. Everyone says it, and I'll say it as well. Kanye always had it in him to be something big. Call it ignorance or confidence. Call it whatever you like. Chicago was much too small of a place to contain a star like Kanye West. You could instantly tell that he was going to make it. One of the coolest things for me to see in the film is towards the beginning when Kanye walks into the Rockefeller offices to play his songs to the powers that be. Nobody in that building was fucking with him at all. You could see a few of them thinking, what the hell is this Jay-Z beat maker doing bothering me in my office while I'm on the phone? Can't he see I'm busy? I'm sure Kanye wasn't so socially inept that he couldn't see when people weren't necessarily feeling him. He saw that just like you and me can see it through the camera. The difference between us mere mortal humans and Kanye West is that he didn't give a fuck, okay? He was gonna make sure that you felt and acknowledged his greatness if that's the last thing that he ever did. He said it himself. He's always been a glass half full kind of person. People who didn't see his greatness in his eyes were only people who didn't see his greatness for now. Executive after executive, producer after producer, rapper after rapper, journalist after journalist, he won people over to his side. He forced and imposed the vision that he had in his genius of a brain, no pun intended, onto the world around him. Even though he's always seen himself as a man of greatness, it was really amazing to see at times a more humble Kanye. There was a period in his career where he was strictly known and respected as a producer and not as a rapper. Time after time, he was told to stick to producing and that he's a better producer than a rapper, etc. When Kanye West spoke about this perception of himself in the documentary, he said that he had reached a certain level of respect in the industry as a producer, producing for Jay-Z and countless other A-list rappers. But in order to get to that caliber of producer that was good enough to be at that level, he had to start somewhere. He acknowledges that his beats didn't always sound that good, but over time and through hard work, he brought himself up to the level of producer that rivaled anyone in the industry. He argued with the world that he could do the exact same thing, but as a rapper now. If he wasn't a good enough rapper to be taken seriously at that time, he could accept that and would put the sweat equity into evolving and elevating just like he did in his career as a producer. And that's exactly what he did. I have a theory. I think Kanye West thrives and is at his best when he has a chip on his shoulder. I think he needs to have a chip on his shoulder. He needs to be doubted. He needs to be looked at as an outsider, like he's in over his head or like he's biting off more than he can chew or like he's not qualified to be doing whatever it is that he's trying to do. First, it was production. He basically mastered that and got to the top of that game and moved on to rap. Got to the top of that game and moved on to so many other things, namely fashion. He even tried politics. Maybe that was a joke. Maybe that was a troll. But either way, now he started a church. And I mean, he's always had the concept and the theme of God. Even from his first album, he was saying songs like Jesus Walks. And he would say, if I rap about Jesus, they won't play it on the radio. And I mean, this is his first album coming out, and he's been talking about Jesus ever since. So, yes, later on, he had a lot of ups and downs. And yes, he looked very mentally ill, especially during the scene where he was, I believe in the Dominican Republic, having a meeting with like 4 white guys that were like his real estate partners. he was talking about stuff that I just could not keep up with. Didn't make any sense to me or anything. So yeah, maybe there's some truth in the notion that prescription drugs were taking a toll on him, or maybe the fame and the money and the being married to another superstar is just too much for any person to deal with and drives you nuts. But either way, he's keeping it about Jesus, and that's always cool. This is a great documentary. I know this review is super late, but hey, it is what it is. If you fuck with me, like this video. If you don't fuck with me, dislike this video. And whether you fuck with me or not, make sure you leave a comment, because I really want to know what you think. And I'm not a big YouTuber, so I'll probably respond to you. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And remember, that Coke ain't gonna sniff itself. Appreciate y'all.